Assalamualaikum and good morning, guys. Today we are learning on our next chapter, renal and skin physiology. Okay, actually, anatomy and physiology. Okay, for this topic, there are two parts. First, everything about our kidney, okay, renal system, and the second part is skin physiology, which part of that involved in human protection from infection. So for this topic, it is hoped that you are able to understand both the anatomy of kidney and skin, okay, and followed by the second one, which is the physiology of kidney and skin, the function of both organ in human body. And for kidney, the learning outcome number three, you should be able to know how aldosterone and antidiuretic hormones are involved in regulating micturition, the proses pembuangan air kecil. Okay, and the last one, a little bit on pathophysiology of kidney and skin, which is problematic parts of kidney and skin system. Anyway, I think the first three learning outcome are very important. Okay, you should know quite in detail in those parts, especially for your final. Right, the first part is renal system or kidney system. Okay, renal we call it as well as kidney. So kidney in our body function as a filter. Okay, so kidney akan filter our blood, whether or not to remove ataupun retain certain component in our body. For example, our kidney also control volume of water in our body. If let's say there are too much water level in human body, so kidney will exclude out. If we need, if water in our body insufficient ataupun kurang, so our kidney will retain, prevent from removal of water from our body. Okay, so the functional unit of kidney is the nephron. We call it as a nephron. Okay, I will show you the anatomical structure of the nephron. So the function of there are millions of nephron in both kidney. Okay, so the basic function or role of nephron is the first one to filter the plasma component of the blood. So dia akan tapis sama ada perlu ke tak certain component in our blood. Kalau terlebih dia akan buang, kalau kurang dia akan retain. And also kalau drug, biasanya kita akan after certain period of time, drug akan di exclude out from our body through urine. Okay. Number two, dia berfungsi untuk reabsorb substance that we need to keep in our bodies, for example water and also mineral. Okay. So, and the last one, excrete the waste product. Okay, dalam bentuk air kencing, urine. Okay, each part of our kidney contain about 1.25 millions of nephrons. Alright, for renal system, dia punya function boleh dibahagikan kepada tiga FRS. First, bila actually proses dalam kidney system ni dia melibatkan proses penapisan daripada sistem blood circulation. Okay, that's why perkataan filtration tu berlaku apabila beberapa komponen seperti glukos, amino acid, drug, urea, uric acid akan bergerak meninggalkan blood circulation, to be specific dekat glomerulus filtration area dekat kalau you tengok on the next slide dia ada tunjuk dekat Bowman capsule. Okey, dekat situ berlaku proses filtration di mana molekul-molekul substance akan bergerak memasuki nephron. Okay. And then bila dalam nephron dekat area dipanggil apa yang kita panggil collecting duct, berlakunya proses reabsorption. Maksudnya berlaku pergerakan substance seperti molekul tadi, salt, nutrient and so on, dia akan actively diserap balik masuk ke dalam blood circulation. Okay, that what is meant by reabsorption. And then the last function of renal system is secretion. Secretion, kalau you tengok on the next slide, secretion, tubular secretion bermaksud komponen dalam darah akan memasuki what we call it as DCT, distal convoluted tubule, untuk dibuang dalam bentuk air kencing, okay, urine excretion. Okay, so kalau kita nak simpulkan jumlah total excreted product ataupun jumlah bahan buangan, dia punya equation adalah E equal F filtration minus reabsorption and then plus secretion. Bermaksud itu adalah kandungan total air kencing kita lah. Okay, alright. Okay, this diagram, the nephron, actually there are millions of nephrons in each kidney. So can you imagine all the millions of nephron berfungsi pada satu-satu masa, meaning that showing to us how efficient renal system in controlling, for example, water balance in our body. And also yalah, when we talk about water balance, of course garam juga dikontrol oleh kita punya kidney system. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, there are three basic function of renal system. Satu, dia filtrate, tapis, and then berlakunya reabsorption of certain molecule, and the last one is secretion. Maksudnya ada beberapa molekul yang terlepas semasa filtration tu akan secret, dirembeskan daripada cardiovascular system, iaitu sistem blood vessel, akan memasuki DCT, what we call it as a distal convoluted tubule, untuk dibuang sebagai air kencing. Right. Okay, now we move to the next part, which is urine formation, pembentukan air kencing. So actually this part is further explanation on three basic processes of nephron, which is filtration, reabsorption and secretion. Okay, if you I hope you can one more time refer to the anatomy structure of nephron. Okay, kalau you tengok daripada sebelah kiri, okay, yang color merah itu adalah renal artery. So daripada renal artery itu plasma darah akan memasuki penapis lah. Kita panggil dekat sini sebagai penapis, iaitu glomerular, okay, ataupun kita panggil glomerulus, okay. And then dia ada satu area macam cup adalah first part of nephron, okay, glomerular capsule, okay. So dekat situlah berlakunya proses penapisan, okay. So substance seperti water, salt, nutrient molecule and waste molecule akan ditapis dekat situ. Walau bagaimanapun ada juga beberapa komponen tidak berjaya melepasi glomerulus untuk memasuki nephron. Okay, so bila dia tak boleh nak ditapis, maksudnya komponen tersebut akan kekal dalam darah. So substance ataupun komponen seperti red blood cell, platelet, protein cannot be in urine. That's why kalau dalam urine test, kalau detect adanya blood cell component, bermaksud ada problem dengan kidney ataupun kita panggil kidney bocor. Okay. Okay, so for your information, dekat blood pressure dekat afferent arteriole adalah very high. Dia punya blood pressure very high. Of course, it should be high enough so that berlakunya proses penapisan. Kalau low, dia tak darah tak boleh nak macam di squeeze lah, okay. Bukan darah, tapi dia punya pressure itu membantu untuk proses moving out for certain components. Darah tak boleh keluar Kalau normal tak boleh melepasi glomerulus. Alright. So in your final, you should focus more on this part. Okay, so kalau dia tanya waste excretion process by kidney, so you should include this one, urine formation. So make sure you got 3 big points. Okay, the first one is high pressure filtration. Number 2, selective reabsorption. Okay, and number 3, tubular secretion. Okay, now for number 2, selective reabsorption, walaupun ada certain component telah keluar daripada blood circulation tadi, di mana dia memasuki nephron, akan berlaku serapan balik lah. Okay, reabsorption. Kalau you tengok point number tu, selective reabsorption can be passive or active. E maksudnya energy, no energy. Passive means no energy. Dia berlaku secara tidak menggunakan energy. Active using requires energy. Okay. Usually reabsorption process berlaku dekat proximal convoluted tubule. Kalau you tengok the left hand side, okay, proximal convoluted tubule berlakunya kebanyak proses reabsorption. Okay. Okay, substance ataupun komponen yang akan diserap balik, reabsorb, you can see by your own, point number 3, sodium, okay, chloride, ion, water. Okay, so everything dia punya method lah. Kalau sodium, dia akan diserap secara aktif, requires energy. Kalau chloride, ion, secara passive, without energy. Water biasanya dia passively secara proses osmosis. Okay, but when we talk about osmosis, it should be applied on water only. Okay, and blah blah blah. You can read by your own. So in your final, maybe you can include two or three components that will be absorbed at the proximal convoluted tubule. Then that's fine. The rest, if you can memorize more, then better. But 2 or 3 good enough. And the last part is secretion, tubular secretion, whereby ada certain substance yang miss ataupun tidak ditapis dekat glomerulus. So those substance seperti hydrogen ion, potassium, creatine, drugs, for example penicillin, okay, akan di actively pump from blood circulation to the distal convoluted tubule DCT. So dekat sini tak ada penyerapan, tak ada melibatkan water. So mostly proses berlaku secara aktif, which is memerlukan energy. Alright, so kalau in your final, the question asks you about urine formation ataupun excretion of waste product, so you should include those 3 points. Okay. Okay. So absorbing water. Kalau you tengok dekat sini, a terrible things to lose is just an explanation on the importance of kidney. Okay, so without kidney, we cannot control properly water balance in our body. So kalau you tengok, kalau renal kidney chronic kidney patient, so biasanya dia akan melakukan dialysis, okay, usually 3 times a week, okay, untuk make sure dia punya darah stable enough, and also untuk make sure dia punya kandungan air tu tidak kurang, tidak lebih. Basically kalau terlebih minum air, dia akan leads kepada problem. Biasanya for example berlakunya what we call it edema, maksudnya berlaku lebihan air di dalam tubuh. Right. So actually not proximal convoluted tubule where mostly water is absorbed, but mostly berlaku dekat loop of Henle. So kalau you tengok structure anatomy, structure of nephron, so part yang tengah tu dia macam turun, and then dia macam U turun and then naik, itu adalah loop of Henle. So yang turun tu kita panggil descending, yang naik tu kita panggil ascending. Okay, alright. Alright, this is the anatomical structure of loop of Henle. Okay, ascending and descending limbs. Okay, so U shape. Okay, so most water is passively diffused ataupun reabsorbed secara osmosis. Okay. Okay, and then salt will be actively transported from ascending limbs. Okay, so both water and salt diserap, penyerapan berlaku di loop of Henle. Okay. Okay, now we move to the next part, which is control of blood composition by kidneys. So in this part, you should pay more attention on the role of two hormones in regulating water in human body, which is ada dua hormon kat sini, okay, antidiuretic hormone, okay, and also aldosterone. Okay, so please remember these two hormones since quite important for your final. Okay. So for ADH, okay, from the words diuresis means water loss. So if anti water loss. So hormone ADH and aldosterone are two important hormones untuk make sure dia akan prevent water loss from human body. Okay, so dia prevent. But then dia di-trigger ataupun apa ni dirembes oleh two different gland. If ADH, dia dirembes oleh posterior pituitary gland. So ADH will increase water reabsorption dekat loop of Henle and collecting duct. Dengan cara dia akan increasekan permeability of loop of Henle and collecting duct, then more water akan diabsorb. Okay. And biasanya this hormone ADH dia antagonis dengan alkohol. If the one who use alcoholic drink, biasanya dia akan meningkatkan kandungan air kencing. So urination rate or level higher than those yang tak ambil alkohol. Okay. And the second hormone, okay, aldosterone is secreted by adrenal glands. Okay. Cara dia berbeza sikit. Kalau LDH tadi dia akan increasekan permeability, tapi aldosterone dia akan increase sodium reabsorption. So kalau sodium tu diserap balik, biasanya air akan mengikut ikut. So the rest you can read by yourself. For example, the GF rate, okay, which is 180 liters per day, and blah blah blah. Okay, and I think there are two parts you have to pay more attention, which is waste excretion by kidney, and also two hormones that regulate blood composition ataupun water balance in human body. Okay. So I leave it to you guys. If you got any question regarding the subsequent slide, please ask me. I think that's straightforward. You can read by yourself. But as I said, please pay more attention on those two important subtopic. All right. I think I will touch a little bit on the integument system. This is not only related to skin, but when we talk about integument system means everything that fully covered our body, which include hair, nails, skin, of course, the biggest organ in human body. So I will just explain to you the anatomical structure and also basic function ataupun physiological function of that particular part. Okay, as I said, since skin is part of integument system, so the integument system is the largest system in human body. Okay, that includes skin, okay, and also hair, nails, glands. Okay, glands dekat sini refer kepada sweat gland and sebaceous gland yang producekan sebum, okay, on our skin, okay, and also a specialized nerve receptors for stimuli, okay, that detect apa ni rangsangan touch, cold, heat, pain and pressure. Okay, so basically we discuss on skin. Okay, so here there are three. If we talk about anatomical structure of skin, in general kita ada tiga layer of skin. Okay, epidermis, dermis and hypodermis. Alright. Okay. Usually dekat hypodermis is the main area or location for apa ni fat storage. Okay. Okay, now we discuss a little bit on skin function that include various function. For example, provide like a framework structure to the internal framework to the internal structures. So without skin, and also for example dekat sini kalau kita relatekan dengan nails, it will form like uh, uh, apa yang kita panggil concrete structure like steel we use for building a house. Okay, and the second one for immune system, whereby skin is the first barrier that microorganism or bad microorganism need to penetrate. So that's why if berlaku skin burning, so easy for the patient to be infected by various microorganism. So pentinglah, even kalau you ada luka sikit pun, kalau you tak balut, tak properly use antiseptic, antibacterial, easy for the area to be infected. Okay. And number three, skin also involved in temperature regulation, which is through perspiration. Actually, perpeluhan adalah satu proses untuk control body temperature. Di samping perspiration ni adalah salah satu metod untuk keluarkan apa ni toxin in human body. Okay. Okay, skin also contain pigment, which is very important for UV protection. And second last, production of vitamin D. So vitamin D need to be exposed to uh, sunlight that dia akan continue the complete uh, pro, uh, the complete pro- when human body exposed to sunlight, then kita boleh completekan apa ni penghasilan vitamin D. And the last one is sensation, which is very important for human protection from heat, from other uh, stimulus that can endanger human. For example, kalau adanya something yang panas, so kita akan respond uh, as quick as possible. So without skin, without a healthy skin, kita akan senang nak berlakunya kecederaan seperti burning ataupun apa ni, kalau terlalu sejuk dia akan menyebabkan kulit kita uh, terbakar. Okay. Not only panas yang menyebabkan kulit kita terbakar, sejuk juga dia akan lead kepada kapilari kita akan jadi apa ni tidak berfungsi dengan baik. Okay, the first layer of skin is epidermis. It is the outermost layer, lapisan paling luar. That layer, okay, it contain 4 to 5 distinct layer. So under epidermis dia ada 5 lagi lapisan, 4 ke 5 lapisan. So biasanya lapisan yang paling bawah, which is a stratum basally, menerima blood supply, nourishment. Okay. Okay, I think the rest you can read by your own. Not quite important for your final, just for your knowledge and background knowledge on skin physiology. Okay, it is straightforward. You can read by yourself. Okay. So this slide explain to you about, as I mentioned, epidermis contain 4 to 5 layers, di mana dibina oleh 4 different cell types. Sama ada keratinocyte, melanocyte, Murcutt cell, and Langerhans cells. Okay. Uh, so the key is epidermis not contain only one layer. It contain 4 to 5 distinct layer. composed of different cell types. So we move to the second layer of skin, dermis. Okay, this is the true skin. Of course, it is under the epidermis. So dermis contain collagen fibers. Okay, whether reticular fibers or elastic fibers. Okay. Uh, Dermis has two layers, which is a papillary layer and reticular layer. Papillary layer mostly composed of loose connective tissue, and reticular layer composed of dense connective tissue. So both layers, papillary and reticular layer, quite close each other, so that it cannot be easily differentiated ataupun dipisahkan. Okay. The third layer is hypodermis, where most of fat is stored there. Uh, it is the third layer. Of course, it should be under dermis, epidermis, dermis, and hypodermis. So this layer also contains blood supply, blood vessel, lymph vessel, basis of hair follicle, and sweat gland. Okay. Skin appendages, which is the accessory component of integument system, like hair, which is usually not uh, usually cover all part of our body, but not there are certain part uh, that no hair growth, seperti kita punya tapak tangan, kita punya lips, nipples, and part of genitalia, whether male or female. Okay, so you can go through by yourself the function of hair. Like usually hair, for example, dekat kita punya nose, dia akan filter dust from entering kita punya respiratory system. Okay. And last but not least, maybe a little bit on skin pathophysiology. Acne is the famous skin problem faced by teenagers, especially. Acne can be divided into two: whitehead and blackhead. Uh, so actually acne disebabkan oleh berlakunya clot, okay, dekat liang-liang roma. So bila kita punya skin surface is dirty, which is oily, for example, dia akan leads kepada acne growth. Okay, skin cancer. Okay, even though we got skin protection pigment, skin protection from UV, but still human skin are exposed to cancer potential ataupun cancer agent. Okay, and then skin aging, yeah, that's very common. Usually it will target the uh, collagenous part. Dia akan mengurangkan keanjalan kulit. Okay, and the last two, psoriasis and eczema, kita panggil dia sebagai autoimmune disease, where kita punya sistem detect component of skin itu sebagai musuh, dan dia akan attack. So dia akan trigger inflammation seperti itchy, gatal. So bila gatal dia, kita akan garu, dia akan discover the many complication like infection. Okay. Right, I think that's all for this topic. As I mentioned to you, please bear more attention on uniformation ataupun uh, uniformation ataupun waste excretion by kidney. Benda sama je tu. Okay. And then Secondly is through hormones that involve in blood composition, ataupun kalau dia tanya two hormones that involve in water balance in human body, same thing. Dia pusing-pusing sikit lah. You have to understand the question is. Okay, so usually the final ni dia pusing-pusing je. Okay, so make sure you understand. If you don't understand, if I were there, you can ask me. Ataupun you can prepare at the very beginning. Okay, ask your friend. If you got time, you can ask me. Okay, all right. I think that's all for today. Thank you very much. See you. All the best in the final.